Hey Killer Bees, it's Paula B from PaulaBFitness.com, and on tap today I've got a great cardio and abs workout for us. Now this one's for my bees who need a little bit of modification. I've got both a seated and a standing version of this workout in split screen today. So if you are transitioning out of chair workouts and want to do a little bit of standing, or transitioning into chair workouts, this one is for you. You can see all the exercises done both ways and modify it to meet your needs. Now today is a thorough Thursday, which means that I've got both a warm-up and a cool-down and plenty of sweat in between. So when you're ready for this one, totally ready. Let's go! All right, you guys, let's get moving and grooving. Here's what it looks like today. I've got the handy dandy Gym Boss here set for intervals of 20 seconds, and it is going to keep us on task for this entire workout, including the warm-up. Let's go ahead and get started with some arm circles with high knees. Now we're doing this for 20 seconds, but we are going to go through my little list of warm-up exercises 2 times. So when it beeps, we're doing arm crossers with booty kickers. If you are one of my seated bees, you are welcome to do arm crossers with knee openers. There is very little variation between our exercises today. So arm crossers with either booty kickers or knee openers. This is actually one of the only things that I'm going to have to cue differently verbally. You guys, I want you to know that no matter what workout you are doing, well, first of all, let me tell you this. Coming up next is Windmill Tap Backs. We're going to have our hands wide and our feet wide. We're going to reach our opposite hand down for our opposite foot while taking a little tap back if you are standing. If you are seated, we're just doing regular windmills. When it beeps again, we're going to do those arm circles with high knees one more time. We're going through our list of warm-up exercises just twice. In fact, 2 is kind of our number today. So here we go with arm circles with high knees. We're doing everything in pairs today, and I love this particular protocol. This kind of a workout gets your heart rate up, but doesn't have it super duper spiked. This is perfect cardio, and we've got some abs to finish it off. We're doing arm crossers with booty kickers. When we do our next exercise, the Windmill Tap Backs, we are going to get a break after that. This is actually, weirdly, the warm-up is almost harder than the rest of the workout because we get so little rest. The rest of our workout is a little bit more gently paced, very beginner friendly. Here we are with our Windmill Tap Backs. Whew, heart rate has definitely come up, feeling nice and warm in all my joints, all my muscles. When it beeps again, we're going to get 20 seconds of rest before we move into the main meat of our workout. You're doing such a good job. Excellent. So 20 seconds of rest before we get started with toy soldiers. Now here's what I love about this workout. We're doing one exercise and then resting. Then we're doing that same exercise plus another exercise and then resting. So we go from short intervals to long intervals with, honestly, here we go with toy soldiers. Just enough rest in between to make sure that your heart rate never goes crazy, but you're also getting a lot of work when we do that pair of exercises. So we're doing these toy soldiers, and when it beeps, we're going to get 20 seconds of rest. And this first time through, it's like, okay, we just got started. We probably don't need 20 seconds of rest. But there's the magic. Your heart rate is going to come up during the workout at such a point where at some point, it's going to feel like you need the 20 seconds of rest. So now when it beeps again, we're doing those toy soldiers again, but we're pairing them. Here we go with toy soldiers. We're pairing it this time with forward hinge arm flappers. Yes, we're literally doubling our work interval every other time. Oh, now you see why we're going to need that 20 seconds of rest. So when it beeps, we're going to have our feet just about hip width apart. We're going to hinge forward at the waist while flapping our arms. So your hips are going back while your hands are jumping up and down like jumping jacks, except of course, there's absolutely no jumping today. You guys, when it beeps again, we'll get that 20 seconds of rest again before we move on to our next pair of exercises. Excellent job. Whew. And there's my heart rate. Yeah, now we need the 20 seconds of rest. When it beeps again, we're going to do kick jacks. Pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Our legs are going to be kicking and our arms are going to be flapping like jumping jacks. This is the magic of a low impact workout. We don't have to do any jumping at all. Here we go with kick jacks. We don't have to do any jumping at all to really drive our heart rate up, up, up. Now this is our singleton. So when it beeps again, we're going to go back into that 20 seconds of rest. You've noticed that I'm doing some just kind of side to side tapping. I'm keeping my heart rate from plummeting. Here we go with our rest. I'm keeping my heart rate from plummeting down, but I am also letting it recover a little bit. When it beeps again, we're doing those kick jacks again, paired with frog reaches, which is actually just a nice way of saying a nice deep squat. We're reaching down low and reaching up high. So here we go with kick jacks. Nice and big on those arms, and honestly, not so big with the kick for me. If you have a lot of energy and a lot of flexibility, you are absolutely welcome to have a nice big kick. But for me, my kicks, they stay pretty low. When it beeps, gonna do those frog reaches, feet a little bit wider than hip width apart, reach down, reach up, all the way down, all the way up. Do I care if you touch the ground? Not even a tiny, tiny bit. What I care about is that you've got your core in, you're moving your hands quickly, and you're getting done what you can in this 20-second interval. When it beeps again, we've got our 20 seconds of rest. Excellent job. Whew, I know, that double interval, it really gets it rocking, doesn't it? When it beeps again, we're doing goofy jacks, one of my favorite low impact exercises of all time. It has all the high heart rate of jumping jacks and absolutely no jumping. It's a little bit of a squat, not a lot. And we got our hands moving like jumping jacks, but only one leg coming out at a time. So a little squat, big arms, big leg, one at a time. Now this is our singleton, so when it beeps again, we'll get 20 seconds of rest. Great job. Moving at a pace, whew, that feels good to you. I know, when we really get our hands flapping, it gets the heart rate going no matter how little jumping we're doing, which is none. When it beeps again, we're gonna do those goofy jacks again, paired with something that I cleverly called reach across, because you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna reach across. And here we go with those goofy jacks, thinking about a pace that works for you. You know, when we do the singleton, maybe you'll go a little faster, but when we're doing pairs of exercise, double the workload, double the interval, you might go a little bit slower. Always up to you. You need to moderate your heart rate so that it works for you. Here's our reach across, little tap out to the opposite side, kind of keeping your balance while we're reaching across. Awesome job. You can get this one really going, really feeling that in your abs and obliques as we reach across your body, and then 20 seconds of rest. Fantastic. Coming up next, speaking of clever names, this next one is something I call punch, punch, kick. You know why? Because we're gonna punch, we're gonna kick. And once again, it doesn't really matter how much force there is behind these punches or these kicks. This is much more about moving quickly, moving your body, keeping your core pulled in tight, and getting that heart rate up. This is our singleton, so help yourself to moving at a pace that feels good to you. Might be nice and fast, might be a little bit moderate at this point. You know, we're really moving now. Whew, there's a cumulative effect. Here's 20 seconds of rest. There's a cumulative effect to this kind of cardio work where even when we're resting in between, once your heart rate starts elevating, it just keeps getting higher and higher. When it beeps again, gonna do that punch, punch, kick, punch, punch, kick again, and we're pairing it with overhead to high knees. So here's our punch, punch, and kick, and kick. Nice job. Overhead to high knees is exactly what it sounds like. I tell you what, I very rarely have names, well, that's not entirely true. I either have names that are just plain old silly, or I have names that describe exactly what we're doing. This one is one of those exactly what we're doing. Reach overhead, bring your hands down to one high knee, and then the other high knee. Hands are going up and down right in front of you, one high knee at a time, raising, trying to get that knee to, well, I say your chest, but honestly, pulling your core, bring your knee up as high as you can. It doesn't matter where your knee is, as long as your heart rate is up. 20 seconds of rest here. And then coming up next is letter K's. That means that we're going to start with our hands up overhead. we're gonna bring one hand down to the side to meet one leg that's kicking out to the side. On one side of your body, it looks like the letter K, and on the other side, it does not. I don't know which one's which because I'm not capable of that kind of spatial reasoning, frankly. I'm pretty good at like puzzles and things, but this whole backwards looking in the camera, which way is my body going? One of these is the letter K and one of these is not. When it beeps again, we're gonna get 20 seconds of rest. Very nice job. And then when it beeps again, gonna do those letter Ks again, paired with something I call one arm circle openers, which means that we're moving one arm in a big circle while raising that same knee. It's basically half of a, well, it's not even really a jumping jack. Here we go with the letter Ks. I was trying to think of what it looks like. It looks like you're making a big open circle in front of your body while opening your knee. That's why I called it that. But you're making a circle in front of your body, not to the side of your body. And that, to me, is what makes it a little bit tricky. So open and open, open and open. This kind of, normally when we move our body, generally speaking, we move front to back. This kind of working in the same plane, opening your knee laterally, swinging your arm in front of you in the same plane as your body. Speaking of spatial reasoning, it takes a little bit more work. Here's 20 seconds of rest before we do can-cans. You guys, this is our last pair of exercises here. We are going to repeat the circuit twice because 2 is our number today. For can-cans, we're getting a knee and then a kick. And then a knee, and then a kick. Now, I like to get my elbows and my hands involved in this knee and kick. Kind of depends on where you are with your heart rate. If your heart rate is feeling great, you've got more energy, you can have your hands up overhead, making a little bit more of this. If you are feeling pretty sweaty, you can keep your hands low, keep your kicks low. 20 seconds of rest, and you are doing a great job. Coming up next, gonna do those can-cans again, paired with rainbow jacks. Again, moving in that lateral plane, swinging our hands over our head like a rainbow and bringing up one knee out to each side. First, though, of course, is those can-cans again. So knee and kick, knee and kick. Great job. These transitions for the pairs of exercises, I tried to keep them simple enough that I could follow along with my own workout. Some of them are tricky though, and I think this one's going to be when it beeps. Here we go with rainbow jacks. Bringing your knee out to your side. Excuse me. Swinging your hands overhead like a rainbow. My friends, when it beeps again, we are going to get 20 seconds of rest, and then we're going to do this circuit one more time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. That's what happens when your heart rate gets nice and high. When it beeps again, going back to the beginning of our circuit with toy soldiers. Hands up overhead, reaching your opposite hand towards your opposite kicking foot in a nice, well, big motion. Is it really that big though? It depends. If you are flexible and energetic, this might be a great big kick. And if you are where I am, it might be a little kick, a little bit of a bounce, feeling just right. Excellent job, my friends. When it beeps, we'll get 20 seconds of rest. Whew, very nice. I'm still continuing with these tappers. I tend to find that it feels kind of good to move my body just gently in between the exercises. If it doesn't feel good to you, you don't have to do it. And if you feel great, you might do some more serious marching. Coming up next, we're going to do those toy soldiers again. And this time, we're pairing them with those forward hinge arm flappers. Great job. Nice and quick, feeling good on round 2 because there's only 2 rounds. I do love being on the last round of exercises. Here's our forward hinge arm flappers. Thinking about pushing your hips back, pulling your hips forward, swinging those hands like jumping jacks without any jumping at all. When it beeps again, we're going to get 20 seconds of rest. Great job. Very, very nice. All right, that was the end of that pair already. Coming up next, we're gonna do kick jacks first. Hands are moving like jumping jacks, feet are kicking like kicking. Whether it's big kicks or small kicks, always up to you to do what feels best for you. I'm gonna have my hands up. I know, I could tell that beeper was just about ready to go. I always anticipated. I tell you what, I've got a sixth sense sometimes in my body for just about how long 20 seconds is. I love 20-second intervals. Plenty of time to get a lot of good work in, but not so much that it's overwhelming. 20 seconds of rest, and it's a great amount of rest, I tell you what. Coming up next, gonna do those kick jacks again, paired with those frog reaches. Feet are nice and wide. We're reaching down low, reaching up high, really getting our heart rate rocketing with our hands moving so quickly. And kick jacks. Great job. Your hands, honestly, are the key to your heart rate. If you are finding sometimes during these double intervals that your heart rate gets a little bit too high, 40 seconds is plenty of work. Just bring your hands down a little bit. Every time your hands go over your head, your heart rate comes up. Speaking of going over your head, here's our frog reaches. Reach down, reach up. It's a deep squat, and if deep squats are too deep for you, make it a shallow squat. It's much more about your hands going up and down and getting your heart rate up than how low you go or even how high you go. And here's 20 seconds of rest. Excellent, excellent job. When it beeps again, you guys, we're doing goofy jacks. One of my favorite exercises of all time, honestly. It's one of the first exercises that one of the first exercises that I did on camera, especially for a low impact workout. Here we go with goofy jacks. Little squat, big hands, big foot. Excellent job. A little bit of balance here during that hang time. Really starting to feel that in the standing leg and in your abs, keeping your core pulled in tight. When it beeps, we'll get 20 seconds of rest. Whoo, doggies. This is the cumulative effect that I was referring to. No matter how fast or slow you're going, your heart rate has definitely come up at this point. Coming up next, gonna do those goofy jacks again, paired with the reach across. Excellent, here we go, goofy jacks. Nice job. Nice and quick, or as quick as works for you. When it beeps, we'll plant our feet a little bit more than this, but reaching across, still really gonna feel this in that standing leg, in your abs. You know, here we go with the reach across. Anytime we're moving, we are toning, my friends. And that means that you're gonna feel this in different parts of your body, not just your heart and lungs. When it beeps again, we'll get 20 seconds of rest. Great job. There it is, nice. And we're done with another pair, my friends. We are moving through this second circuit very quickly. Coming up next, we're already down to the punch punch kick. And I say down, I've actually got a list on my whiteboard. It's down the list. We're gonna do a little punch punch kick for 20 seconds. Getting yourself set and ready. Punch, punch, and kick. Punch, punch, and kick. Nice job. Not getting any higher on those kicks during round 2 than I did on round 1. But you know what? You never need to. Thank goodness this is not a punching and kicking kind of class. Whew, 20 seconds of rest. Much more about your heart rate than your ferocity with punching and kicking. Coming up next, gonna do that punch, punch, kick again for the last time, paired with overhead to high knees. Exactly what it sounds like, reaching up overhead and down to one high knee at a time. And here we go. Punch, punch, and kick. Punch, punch, and kick. Great job. Working at a pace that feels good, that feels challenging, but not too much so that you can't continue on with the workout. When it beeps, gonna go right into that overhead to high knees. Going from sort of a side to side with that punch, punch, kick to a straight up and down with this overhead to high knees. Different pace for different exercises really feels different on your heart and lungs. When it beeps again, we're gonna get 20 seconds of rest. And be completely done with that pair of exercises. Coming up next, doing letter K's. Ooh, where we're thinking about balance, thinking about having one hand over your head for the entire interval, which can really bring your heart rate up. Again, always manage your heart rate in whatever way you need to. Letter K, great job. Having one hand up overhead means that your heart rate is high the entire time. If you need to bring it down, bring your hand down. When it beeps again, we're going to get 20 seconds of rest. Nice. There it is. 20 seconds of rest. Coming up next, we're pairing that letter K again with that one arm circle opener. I'm practicing because I have to really think about what one arm circling in front of me looks and feels like. That particular exercise, I don't do a ton, and so it's not muscle memory yet. Muscle memory is something, here we go with the letter K, sorry, should have said that out loud. When muscle memory is a good thing. Let me tell you, when your body already knows how to do something, you get better at it, you get more efficient at it, you can go faster at it. So muscle memory, and here we go with that one arm, big circle opener, bringing your knee up out to the side, circling your arm right directly in front of your face, big arm. Whoo, thank goodness the other arm is down though. So yes, this is spiking my heart rate because it's a new exercise and because it's the second interval. Oh, but it's a little bit easier to moderate. 20 seconds of rest. My friends, coming up next, it's our last pair of exercises. We're going to get started with those can-cans. That's the one knee plus a kick on one side, then the one knee and the kick on the other side. You can get your hands rocking or not. Always up to you. Knee and kick, knee and kick. I usually go with what I consider a moderate version of the can-can. I get a little bounce because I love to bounce, but I also don't really have my hands up overhead. They're just about shoulder height for me, and that really moderates my heart rate perfectly. And here's 20 seconds of rest, you guys. Here's our last pair of exercises. Can-cans, again, plus rainbow jacks, where your hands are going side to side like a rainbow, bringing up one knee out to the side, all lateral movements, making it tough because we're starting with that forward-backward motion with the can-cans. That's why this is the last pair. I had a feeling that this was going to be one of the transitions that I really had to think about. I'm always thinking about that. How confused am I going to look on camera when it beeps? I'll look a little bit confused while we get into those rainbow jacks. Hands going side to side. Whoo, and one knee and one knee. You guys, when it beeps again, we are done with the circuit as promised. But as I mentioned in the title of this workout, we're moving into some abs. I've got some terrific ab work for us that is ideally suited for either standing or seated. This whole workout totally modifiable to fit your needs. We're going to get started with a single-sided cross-body knee to elbow. I'm going to stand on my left leg. Hands are just on my shoulders. My right knee is coming up to meet my left elbow and back down. We're doing this all on one side. This tempo, this speed is slower. This is ab work. We're crunching, we're squeezing, we're focusing on pulling in that core and squeezing those abdominal muscles. Not cardio anymore, but my heart rate is so high that this balance work sure is tough. And then here we go on the other side. All on the other side, just like we did all on one side. When it beeps again, we're going to get 20 seconds of rest before we move into our next abdominal exercise. Great job. Oh, this is a lot of squeezing. I know this is a long work interval and it's tougher work. This, by the way, is our built-in finisher. We've got 20 seconds of rest here, and then we're going to do a single leg welcome to my home. What that means is, again, I'm going to stand on my left leg first, bringing up my right knee and then twisting towards my right with my right hand, welcoming somebody graciously into my home. Now, I am putting my foot back down each and every time. If you have good enough balance that you want to keep your knee up the entire time, oh my goodness, please do. What a great challenge that is. If, like me, you are balance challenged, Please go up and down. And then of course we're doing that exact same thing on the other side. Other knee, other welcome to my home. Graciously twisting at the torso to welcome you into my home, like I do every time we work out together. Excellent job, my friends. When it beeps again, we've got 20 seconds of rest. Whew. Before our last exercise. Well, last exercise, but this is a circuit also. Our ab work is a circuit too. Let me warn you that. Doing it twice, of course. We're doing a side bend plus a twist. I'm gonna go to the left first. It doesn't really matter. We're doing both sides, but we're doing a side bend and a twist. So bend to the left, twist to the left. Keep your core pulled in tight because this is tough stuff. It's why it's the last exercise of our finisher. It's the finisher of the finisher. Squeeze those abs. Oh, but protect your lower back. And then the other side, squeeze to bend over, twist, side bend, side twist, side bend, side twist. Your hips are staying in one place while your torso, aka your abs, are moving you. Side bend, side twist. Oh my goodness. 20 seconds of rest. Yeah, I know. Coming up next, we're doing that whole circuit of abs one more time. This is our final time. We're starting with that crossbody knee to elbow. I'm gonna stand on my left leg. Hands are just here on your shoulder. We're crossing that body knee to elbow and then putting the foot back down. So cross that crunch and then put it back down. Trying really hard not to really shift your weight back onto that foot. It's more like a tap down. If you need, obviously, if you need more of a tap down, if you're losing your balance, totally okay. I lose my balance all the time. I'm not going to tell you, oh no, keep your foot off the ground if you're falling over. And then here we are on the other side. What I am saying though is do your best. If you can challenge your balance a little bit, challenge your balance a little bit. Here we are on the other side for the final time. Squeeze and squeeze across your body. Doing such a good job. When it beeps, we'll get 20 seconds of rest. I know. Remember how I promised you lots of sweat? Here it is. Here's the lots of sweat. Coming up next, we're going to do that single leg welcome to my home. I'm going to start by standing on my left leg. Doesn't matter which way we go, but it means that my right knee is coming up and my right arm is sweeping open in a nice twisting, graceful motion where I welcome you into my home. And that one I totally did tap down with a complete shift of weight. This got really hard. It's funny how your heart rate doesn't really come down when we're doing difficult abdominal work like this. So my balance is not fantastic. Here we go on the other side, gracefully welcoming somebody into your home the other way. Well, apparently giving them a knee to the chest. That's not very welcoming at all, is it? But it's great for your abs and obliques. So when it beeps again, we're going to get 20 seconds of rest. Excellent job. I know, I cracked myself up. Coming up next, this is it, you guys. This is our last exercise. It's the side bend plus the side twist. Doesn't matter which side you start with. I just have my hands on my waist here. I'm bending to the side and then I'm twisting to that same side, all on one side for one interval. Knees are soft but strong. Core is pulled in super tight. Hips are straight and twist. Side bend, side twist. Side bend, side twist. It's not a big motion at all, but oh my gosh, do you feel every muscle in the middle of your body right now? Me too. Oh my gosh, here we go on the other side. Side bend, side twist. Side bend, whoo, side twist. You guys, when it beeps again, we're gonna get 20 seconds to just kind of catch our breath, gather our wits about us before we really get into our final cool down stretch. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of tapping. Bring your heart rate down, down, down. My friends, we're better than done. We are finished, and all we're gonna do now is a little bit of a cool down. And for our cool down, I'm actually gonna keep the timer going, and we're going to do those warm-up exercises 2 more times. We're gonna go through this circuit twice. We're gonna do our arm circles. With that high knee, so gentle this time though. Not even gonna get a lot of them done. We're just giving it a nice gentle stretch. Gonna go into the arm crossers with booty kickers and or knee openers. Excellent job. Arm crossers with booty kickers. Oh my goodness. Feeling that stretch in your chest, in your back, on your quads, your inner and outer thighs. When it beeps again, we'll do those windmill tappers, but I'm going to keep my hands a lot lower. So we're just reaching down from like waist height. This is really just to stretch out your inner and outer thighs. Whew. Nice and gentle, and a little bit of relief for your lower back when we lean forward like this too. We are going to go through this one final time. Arm circles with high knees. Oh my goodness, what a great job you've done today, my friend. When it beeps, we'll do those arm crossers with the booty kickers. Our final time, really feeling that heart rate coming down, feeling a good stretch. Stretching out your back, curling down into it a little bit maybe. Very nice. I am super proud of you. What a great job you did today. This got sweaty like it does on Thorough Thursdays. Our next exercise is that Windmill Tap Back. Feet are nice and wide, just reaching down a little bit, getting a nice stretch on your inner and outer thigh. And the next time it beeps, my friends, it's the very, 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 very last time that it's going to beep in this workout. You have done such a fantastic job today, and I am super, super proud of you. Make sure you click that subscribe button before you go, and I'll see you in the next video.